Argentina imposed one of the stricter lockdowns in Latin America during 2020, meaning there were virtually no classes in schools throughout the year. But over the coming weeks, school children of all ages are now returning to the classroom. The number of COVID-19 infections has dropped during the Southern Hemisphere summer, placing the return to the classroom debate centre stage. The Argentina Pediatrics Society issued a report on the urgency of children returning to in-person teaching.
For students' development, being with their peers is essential. In terms of learning and development, they need to be with others. They need to be side by side with other students their age. It is important for their socialization to be with their peers. Returning to classes will be difficult. They won't be able to have the same contact as before. Students will need support.
There is a consensus amongst students, teachers and parents that it's essential for young people to return to class, yet the matter has been highly politicised. Some specialists are concerned that local and national authorities have not fully considered the risks.
Es interesante, por un lado, notar que si bien tuvimos todo un año.
It is interesting to see how we had a whole year of going through this, plus the chance to see how other countries adapted in how schools returned to class, or then having to close schools, or then opening up again. And yet, here we are, still defining many important questions, just days ahead of classes starting.
A unos días de comenzar las clases, estamos definiendo un montón de aspectos claves.
As Argentina expects a second wave of infections, Natalia Manuale is concerned that some schools may not be able to observe necessary safety measures. Many specialists expect a mixed system of in-person and online education, the latter a big concern in a country of great income inequality, where many students do not have access to a computer. But there is also an acceptance that education systems must adjust to the so-called new normal.
We have learned to understand how to use technology for teaching. We have been talking about this for 4 decades, and it had been hard to implement. In 2021, we have to focus on what type of profile of teachers we are going to need to accompany these abrupt changes which transform the educational context.
Teachers' unions have placed disinfection and social distancing protocols as a top concern as classes return, and there remain questions about how the system will deal with the possible wave of new infections. But for now, the emphasis is on preventing children missing any more time in school. Joel Richards, CGTN, Buenos Aires.